This video is going to have a look at the endocrine system, and if you have a look on your specification, what you need to know is the function of the endocrine system, specifically glands and hormones. Okay, so they're the two things we're specifically going to be looking at. What is the endocrine system? What are glands? What are hormones? So we're going to have a look at the endocrine system first. The endocrine system consists of glands which produce hormones. Okay, and these hormones are then released into the bloodstream. They travel in the bloodstream until they reach their target organ. And the target organs will always have a specific receptor for that particular hormone. So the pituitary gland, which is otherwise known as the master gland, controls the release of hormones from all of the other glands that we're going to be having a look at. So it's a really, really important gland that can basically determine and control the release of all other hormones in our body. And hormones work relatively slowly. Okay, they go through the bloodstream, they land on their receptor, they then start to affect the target organ potentially over a long period of time. And they're a lot slower than nerve impulses. Okay, nerve impulses are very quick, very fast acting, but they often work together. The nervous system and the hormone system often work together to bring about the effects required. So if you have a look here are the major endocrine glands. We'll be looking at a few of these in the next slide. So we've got the pituitary gland here, the master gland, thyroid gland you may have heard of, your adrenal glands, have you heard of your pancreas? We've got other endocrine glands like ovaries and the testes. So the glands are really places where hormones are going to be produced. Okay. And here we have a little table showing you what the major glands within our endocrine system actually do and what their functions are. So we've got the pituitary gland first here. That is the master gland. That's the one that controls the production of hormones from all the other glands. We've got our thyroid gland that's involved in regulating growth. So people that have a thyroid problem or malfunction will often end up putting on an awful lot of weight. Okay, the thyroid gland's in charge of growth and metabolism. The adrenal gland produces adrenaline, which is responsible for the fight and flight response that we looked at in the central nervous system video. Okay, how our body responds to an emergency. Ovaries, so they're involved in producing estrogen, okay, and female sexual behavior and characteristics. And the testes, they're vital for producing testosterone. So when men get beards, deeper voice, broader shoulders, all of those things are produced from the gland called the testes. Okay, and you need to know a few of these different glands. I would get these ones down there, will be the easiest ones to remember, and the function of them. So we're going to have a quick look at a little bit more information on the pituitary gland, because as we know, this is the master gland. This produces hormones that travel in the bloodstream to their specific targets. And also, like we've already said, the pituitary gland is key in influencing the release of all other hormones from other types of glands. So I'll give you a few examples. The pituitary gland produces something called ACTH. And ACTH travels in the bloodstream until it gets to the adrenal glands and your kidneys. And the adrenal glands, once they receive this ACTH hormone, will then start to produce a hormone called cortisol. So you can see the pituitary gland releases ACTH, travels in the bloodstream, goes to the adrenal glands, which then release their hormone. So you can see why it's called the master gland. Okay, it releases hormones that control release of hormones from all other glands in the body. The pituitary gland also produces something called oxytocin, okay, which is absolutely vital for contracting the uterus during childbirth. Okay, if oxytocin wasn't released, then those contractions aren't going to take place. Baby's not going to come out. So it is a really vital gland within our body. So we know what glands are now. They're the things that produce the hormones. But how do we actually define what a hormone is? Well, a hormone is a chemical that circulates in our bloodstream, and it's carried by the blood to target sites throughout the body. And hormones will only affect target cells, okay? Those cells that have a receptor for that particular hormone. So adrenaline will only affect those organs that have a receptor for adrenaline. Okay, that's how it works. If the organ doesn't have the receptor for that particular hormone, it won't affect it at all.